This panel highlights a critical issue that could lead to the collapse of our economic system. So a bit of context on this. Our entire financial system depends on a 70-year-old computer language. The name of that language is COBOL, and the developers who know it are either gone or retiring. As a result, the entire system of banks and insurance companies could go haywire. Some companies are even desperate enough to hire older than 60-year-old developers because no one else knows how to maintain the financial systems. And yes, they have tried to replace COBOL, but for reasons you will soon come to learn, they simply can't. And this is why you could secure a six-figure long-lasting job if you make the right choices. COBOL, Common Business-Oriented Language, was created in 1959 for the US Army because the latter wanted a simple language with natural English, to the point where non-programmers would be able to read and audit it, instead of cryptic symbols like x equals x plus 1. In COBOL, you would write add 1 to x, but this English-like design caused the number of keywords to go over 300 versus 30 to 50 in modern languages. Some of those even look so much alike that it makes it very confusing to learn. Banks adopted COBOL because it is super accurate with decimal math. COBOL handles pennies, dollars, and trillions with robotic precision. By the 1970s, it was the undisputed king of money counting, but shortcuts from that era haunt us today. To save space, programmers stored years as 2 digits. For example, 77 meant 1977. By the 1990s, everyone realized this would turn 2000 into 1900, which would crash financial systems worldwide, giving birth to the Y2K panic. Companies hired armies of COBOL rookies to patch dates, narrowly avoiding apocalypse. But even now, a new deadline looms, January 19, 2038, because COBOL systems track time using a 32-bit counter that will overflow on this date, resetting to 0 like Y2K, but harder to fix with fewer experts left. I know what you are thinking now. Why haven't they replaced this language already? Well, to be honest, no one in the 60s and 70s thought COBOL would be still used today. Financial systems are millions upon millions of lines built over decades. COBOL code isn't modular. It's a tangled web of thousands of interdependent programs, batch jobs, and databases. A COBOL system is like a huge monolith. Migrating into another system is close to impossible because most COBOL systems can only communicate with the outside world via MQ files, something which isn't very efficient to move huge databases. Imagine 2 people exchanging short handwritten letters. Unlike what you might think, COBOL is a very safe ground for keeping people's data because information is sent on a one-way path and then kept somewhere safe. The only way someone might steal this financial data is through social engineering, aka tricking people into willingly giving away their data. The clock is ticking. By 2030, 90% of COBOL experts will be gone, making the 2038 bug much more difficult to deal with. But for you, this is a golden ticket towards a 6-figure job if you start now learning COBOL.